No, we're live now. You got to redo your Fire with Dad.
Fire with Dad, baby.
Okay, not gonna look at the camera because I'm gonna look forward. I'm driving. I got David on the camera. I got Luis and Dexter in the back. We're on the way to shoot a podcast episode at Fruitables up in Mason, Ohio. What are you up to today, Dad?
Well, I did two networking events, made a couple of coaching calls, and watched a little bit of Reds game because the Cubs got postponed, and then made about 15 phone calls for you.
Why'd the Cubs get postponed?
Rain?
Okay. Okay, so today's conversation is something we talked about last week, and I think I'll say it correctly. The art of being interested versus the art of being interesting in a business conversation. I don't know where the topic came from, if it was me or you, or if somebody else suggested. I think somebody else might have suggested it.
It was
But
talking about how to get the conversation going.
well, and I think too, what I kind of took from it is the fact that you're at a networking event, you're having a conversation with somebody. A lot of people aren't really interested in hearing what that person says. They're interested in telling them what they want them to hear and putting their own little spin on the conversation and advancing their agenda.
Well,
Versus,
that's the wrong way
yeah.
to be.
Okay, so give me some tips. So if I'm at a networking event, I'm at a business event, I'm at Fruitables up here, how can I have the right type of conversation
All right,
versus
okay, let's do a little role play.
role play? Okay.
I'm Dwayne Clapp. I just met you at a networking event, and I walk up to you, and you walk up to me and say, "What do you do?
What am I wearing?
What am I doing?
Am I
What
wearing
do
a
I
golf?
do
Am I wearing a golf shirt, a t-shirt, or a sweatshirt?
right now? Golf shirt. Why are you asking me that? Hello, hello.
Okay, I need to have these details. Okay, what's the setting? Are we in a restaurant or a convention center?
Doesn't
I need
matter.
to know the setting. Signal looks fine.
Okay, we're in a restaurant,
Yeah. Okay.
and we're at a
Okay,
networking
we're in a
event
restaurant.
after
Okay,
hours.
what kind of restaurant?
Uh, let's just say we're at a nice restaurant that's got about a beer and a lot of booze, and we're at after hours event.
Okay, I'm just messing with
My
you, by
God,
the way. But
once
okay,
you get any more specific,
we're at a Mexican restaurant having steaks, and we're talking
whatever,
networking. Okay, role play.
whatever. Role play. We're okay. You walk up. You ask me who I am.
What's up? I'm Matt Plapp. What's your name?
I'm Dwayne Plapp.
Oh, we must be related.
Cha-ching, baby. Nice role play.
Well, what am I?
You act we're at a networking event. You don't
I'm
know who
going
I am. You
net.
walk up to me and say, "Who are you?" Hello,
Okay,
anybody home?
okay. Start over. Start over.
Okay, you walk up to me and say, "Who? My name's Dwayne. My name's Matt Plapp. Who are you?"
Hey, I'm Matt. What's your name?
Dwayne Plapp.
Oh, cool, Dwayne. What do you do?
I help people stop cold calling.
Oh, that's got to be a very good tactic because cold calling sucks.
I know that. I tell you what, though, I'd really like to know more about what you do. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
We help restaurants find customers.
Oh, is that right? What did you give me some information on the last guy you worked with?
Last company I worked with, so a Fruitables franchise. It's a healthy eating concept, smoothies, acai bowls, and we helped them increase their sales. Actually, in July was their best month ever. They increased by 19% from our digital marketing and database marketing.
Oh, I see you got an MP on your shirt. What's that stand for?
That's my initials, Matt Plapp. That's my logo.
Oh, you got some kind of program? You written some books or something? You got some, what do you guys do?
I just told you what we did. You're a terrible role player now.
No, I said I said, do you have some books out? You do some
Oh, okay.
speaking? Hello. You got anything on
Okay, well,
YouTube?
got everything.
Hello. Well,
So
see,
give me.
you're answering one question in a sentence and you're stopping because you're driving. You're not really in a
I got you.
conversation.
I got you. I got you. So get to your point. What am I trying to accomplish when
Well, I'm sitting here giving you information, so I get you talking, so that I can listen to what you have to say, so I can evaluate whether you're a good connection or a bad connection, and so we get a conversation going, so we develop some relationship.
Okay, so how do you, from a business standpoint, eliminate? Because you want to have conversations with people that both parties can benefit.
Right.
How do you eliminate sitting there and waiting to ask your next question versus listening to what they say and taking the conversation that route?
Well, what you do is when you're talking, you input stuff. So, give you an example. So, we're having a conversation, and I noticed that you're wearing a golf shirt that says "Legendary Run" on it, on the name there. I said, "Oh my God, you must play golf." And you say, "Yeah, I play golf at Legendary Run." I said, "Oh, how'd you do the last time you played?" So you start talking about, and so what I do, I'll say, "Okay, how'd you do in the 15th hole?" By doing it, I'm inputting things, and for me to input, I got to stay focused on what you're saying, so that way I'm listening and I'm inputting, and that way I'm listening to what you say.
Okay, I got you.
And then that way it gets the conversation going, and then I can input, and then as we input, I start conversations, I tell stories. The key to conversations is telling stories.
Okay, because people can relate to stories.
Exactly. They also, when you tell somebody a story, two things happen. I then apply that to my own personal life. Okay. For instance, if you tell me a story about golf and Legendary Run, I'm thinking about the last time I played Legendary Run. Well, so guess what?
You remember the last time you played Legendary Row and you fell in the hole?
Shut up. So anyway, I'm thinking about that, and so now I'm telling you about my story about falling in a hole. All right, and so we got a nice conversation going, and we're each telling each other stories. In doing so, okay, I then can evaluate whether you're a good person for me to connect with. If you're a good person for me to connect with, I continue the conversation, and we line up the next thing to do. If it's not a good person, I simply say, "Hey, sure, nice talking to you. I got to meet some more people, and I'm networking to the next guy."
Yeah, I think that last point is a key thing too, because we've all been at events where you're in a business conversation and you have no right being in the conversation. You know the person's just trying to sell you something, or you know that you can't bring value to the conversation, but you sit there for 20 minutes. Like you
You don't.
gotta have an exit strategy.
Well, there's two ways to exit. One is, "Oh my God, I've been waiting to talk to this guy forever. Excuse me, I'll be right back." Okay. Or, okay, say, "Hey, tell you what you're drinking. I need to go get me a drink. I'll bring you a drink, but what do you need?" Okay. Well, you're gone for
You're
half
not
an hour. You're gone for half an hour. You bring him his drink back. Okay. He's talking to somebody else. They hand him his drink and move on.
you're gonna take a half hour to get a drink.
What when
That's your
if you're at a networking event, it may take you 10 minutes while you're standing in line to get the drink.
That's a terrible exit strategy. That's the rudest thing ever. Hey, are you
I use it
parched?
all the time.
Great. I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, there's probably people at networking events hanging out going, "I need water. I need water. Dwayne's coming." And you're on the other end talking to a homeless guy. My
No,
gosh,
I go
remind me,
get the drink, but when I come back, he's talking to somebody else by that time, and I just hand
he's
him the
dead
drink and
by
I
that
move on.
time. Guy's dead by that time if you went to get a drink a half hour ago.
Now,
I was
most networking events, you got a line at the bar, and so it takes
I,
about 5 minutes at the bar.
okay, so based on your first two, I think the third tip might be, "Oh my gosh, is that Bruce Springsteen?" They look and you go the other way. Is that tip three?
Well, you find
I
an
think
easy way to get out of it.
okay, yeah, you gotta find a way. I think one of the things I've noticed, and Brendan Scanlon used to always teach this, is when you're in the position, stand there with your bodies open to where you're not facing them face to face. That way, it invites the opportunity for somebody else to come in, and you could go, "Hey, Mike, it was good talking to you. I'll leave you guys alone. See you, Jeff," and you can take off.
Well, either that or you can do this and say, I have a rule that I only talk to someone more than 2, 3, 4 minutes at an event. Now, here's another thing I always tell people is also have a call to action when you end the conversation. So in other words, at the end of the conversation, you're getting ready to leave, and he's a guy that you may know him, it can really help you. You say, "Hey, by the way, if you hear this tomorrow, this would be a great referral for me." You
Okay.
almost create a subliminal message. Okay. You almost actually at that point, you're actually initiating him to become a salesperson for you in a way, because next time he hears, in my case, if you hear someone say he hates cold calling, that would be a great referral for me. So next time he's out of Panera 2 days later, guy says, "Boy, I hate cold calling. I'm Dwayne." So you're creating that call to action. You're forcing him to give you a referral. He doesn't even know it.
I like that. I like that idea. Hey, if you're out and about in the next couple of weeks and you're at a restaurant that's empty and you know the owner and you think they probably need some more butts in those seats, think of Matt Platt.
Yeah. No, don't say think of Matt Platt. That would be a good introduction for me. I don't want you thinking of me. I want you calling me, giving me a referral.
No.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking about Matt Platt. Have a nice life.
Okay. Well, cool. That's all I got today.
Because of the last one you did to me.
I know. Well, cool. Well, I'm surprised Mom didn't interrupt a whole lot. I can hear
she's
the noise in the
she's
background.
yelling at me right now.
What does she want?
She's telling me she's telling me my voice is too loud.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. Well, I'm going to get off here. We got to go shoot a podcast episode, MPTV, mptv.watch. Make sure you tune in for the next episode every Tuesday, 6 o'clock. We are live with somebody new and interesting from the road.
Bye, guys.
See you, Dan.
Love you, baby.
Love you, dude. Bye.
Sing, baby.